Hello and welcome to Newsroom series on Channels Television. I'm Joke Rogers. Today our focus is on the Southwest, but first, our major stories for today. Mr. Peter, Nigerians who occupied the National Assembly alongside members of civil society organizations asking that the lawmakers include the compulsory real-time transmission of election results in the ongoing amendment to the 2022 Electoral Act. In his address, Mr. Peter Obi says allowing Nigeria to go into the 2027 general election without a clearer position on the transmission of results could lead to a repeat of the glitches that the electoral umpire reported in 2023. The same position is maintained by the civil society groups who insist on real-time electronic transmission of election results from the polling units.
What we want is an electoral process that is transparent from beginning to finish. Our demands about the amendment is simple. Let us have an amendment that allows, first, let no qualification of people who want to contest the election. And that qualification must be advertised. So if anybody says, I went to this primary school, I went to this secondary school, I went to this university, people are supposed to know about that. And that process has to continue through party primaries and everything. And finally, the election must be transmitted electronically from the polling booth direct. We don't want any transit point any longer. We have suffered the danger. That's what we have suffered before. We don't want any glitch again. Glitch is finished. We want things to happen directly. No more glitch.
When you upload from the polling unit. When you upload, what happens, is that when you have internet, it will come up. And so it's not a matter of real-time issue. So we are asking them to put the bill as real-time electronic transmission. That's what we want. Those are the main things. We don't even want two things.
Repair work on the Kara Bridge along the Lagos-Ibadan Expressway has begun with the Federal Road Safety Corps on hand to manage traffic and ensure smooth movement as motorists navigate the construction zone. Before now, the federal government announced a 6-week partial closure of the Lagos-Ibadan Expressway to carry out urgent repairs on expansion joints at the Kara Bridge, Maxis, Magboro Bridge and Arepo Punch Junction. Lagos Sector Commander Kehinde Hamzat was present at the Kara Bridge repair site, and he says that the FRSC will collaborate with other security agencies throughout the project to ensure a smooth traffic flow, warning that no motorist will be allowed to drive against traffic.
We have done a strategic deployment along the corridor. If you can see, no one is allowed now to drive against traffic, right from Wariwa. That's where people try to enter the long bridge, but we refuse. The DPO Wariwa and other people are doing a yeoman's job because we have the men of the Nigerian police right there at Wariwa, Nigerian Army, and of course our men are all there ensuring, even trace, we're all there ensuring that no one drives against traffic. Yes, people coming into Lagos will feel some pains because definitely as a result of the construction, there's a form of backlog. But if it's moving, it will be better than we blocking both sides of the road. Because if we allow driving against traffic, at the opic turning, you discover that there will be a complete gridlock, that both sides of the corridor will be affected. But as it is now, people going out of Lagos towards Ibadan, it's a free flow. Like you can see, it's free. People going out into Lagos as a result of the construction have some element of backlog, which is not unexpected. All we need is discipline. Discipline. We have arrested some people who tried to drive against traffic, and they have been put in places. They may be fined, as well as presented before court of competent jurisdiction.
The Lagos State Environmental Protection Agency has unveiled cooking oil collection initiative to curb pollution in the state. Speaking at the event, the general manager of LASEPA, Dr. Babatunde Ajayi, says the initiative will turn domestic waste into a catalyst for economic empowerment of Lagos State residents. Our correspondent, Titila Yaberewo, reports.
How to turn used cooking oil to wealth for environmental protection is the reason for this gathering at the Lagos State Environmental Protection Agency's office, alongside Ikeja. The Lagos State Environmental Protection Agency and its partners are here to unveil a household-focused used cooking oil collection initiative to curb pollution and improve public health.
What this will do will go beyond just collecting oil and giving money. It has a long-lasting environmental impact. It has more value in terms of naira and kobo, the cost of fixing the road that's damaged, the cost of repairing drainages, the cost of spreading diseases from flooding and pollution.
The general manager of LASEPA, Dr. Babatunde Ajayi, says the initiative is designed to tap into a global supply chain that remains largely underutilized in sub-Saharan Africa.
What we're here to do today is to unlock a minimum $20 million market in Lagos, where we can power the supply chain of biofuel and put Lagos on the map globally. The data we have is that Lagos ranks very high, actually Nigeria ranks high, on the potential for feeding the used cooking oil industry across the world because of our population and the kind of food we eat. We use a lot of oil-based recipe for our food. And we also know that medically, if you have to reheat oil more than once, you deform the chains in it. So that becomes bad for your health. So what we're trying to achieve is to make sure that the collection is efficient and it can be fed straight from the households. Is to insist that people must now turn in their used cooking oil and make it a valuable resource so you can make money from your used cooking oil.
In a technical presentation, the MD and project lead of Rural Waste Management explained that the kiosk initiative creates an ecosystem where environmental sustainability and public health meet.
Based on our population and cooking practice, only third to China and India, and we know how big those lands are. And Lagos, like the doctor also said, is liable to contribute to 50% of that volume. What the agency has done is create an enabling environment where sustainable, internationally recognized collection practices are able to be developed and thrived. And it allows us to have meaningful conversations with the world. It allows us not to go cap in hand to into this climate revolution that's going on, to the talk of compensation, even though we deserve it.
The kiosk initiative launched by LASEPA in collaboration with Rural Waste Management with support from Shell Foundation will help improve environmental protection, and the state government encourages all Lagos residents to embrace the initiative by dropping their used cooking oil at any of LASEPA's zonal offices across the 5 divisions of the state. Titilayo Aberewo, Channels Television News.
Healthcare is getting a major boost across Oyo State following funding intervention from the French government for healthcare upgrade across the state. Governor Seyi Makinde says that the state has secured 55 million euros from the French Treasury aimed at expanding access to quality healthcare services. He made the announcement in Ibadan, the state capital, during the induction ceremony of newly recruited primary healthcare workers, which he describes as another major milestone in the ongoing transformation of the state's health sector. Our correspondent Bukola Oriowo reports.
Nearly 4,000 newly trained nurses are being inducted into the Oyo State workforce to serve in the primary healthcare section, in line with government's efforts to bring healthcare closer to the people. The new recruits are part of ongoing reforms in the state's healthcare sector to address over 70% of healthcare challenges that has existed for years, as skilled and committed workers are essential for effective service delivery.
My appeal to you as you get inducted into your various positions is that please try your best for your state, and the people of your state will be grateful to you. Your government will be grateful to you.
Governor Makinde seizes the moment to share some good news about the French government's intervention of 55 million euros to boost secondary healthcare facilities across the state.
They gave it to Oyo State. It was something that they had about maybe 105 million euros for the entire continent of Africa. But they gave Oyo State 55 million euros out of that 105.
The government aims to close critical gaps in skilled birth attendance, disease surveillance, diagnostics, and community-based health services, calling for professionalism and integrity among health workers to strengthen public trust and healthcare delivery at the grassroots.
Complementing this massive infrastructural upgrade is a deliberate investment in service expansion and quality improvement. The state government's plan to procure and deploy 33 advanced dental chairs and modern dental gadgets, one for each of the local government areas, is a clear statement of intent to integrate oral health services into the primary healthcare delivery, reduce preventable complications, and decentralize access to essential dental care.
The World Health Organization commends the state government's continuous interventions to improve the healthcare delivery across the state.
It is important to work within the ethics of the profession. They are laid down standards, rules, and guidelines to help you to be able to work to uphold the standard of your profession. There are laws that guide you. There are associations you have to, continue to. They will continue to train you. Your different associations, whether NMA, whether lab scientists, work within the limits of your profession.
Governor Makinde launches the Oyo State Primary Healthcare Board operational guidelines to keep the newly inducted nurses within the bounds of the standards required by their profession anywhere across the state. Bukola Oluwo.
A coalition of civil society groups in Osun State says they continue disregard and distortion of clear court judgments over the control of local governments in the state is responsible for the slow pace of development at the grassroots. The Coalition Center for Justice Initiatives, Community Advocacy, and Initiative for Local Government Development, as well as the Center for Justice and Community Advocacy, made the comments while addressing journalists in Osogbo, the Osun State capital. The group said the impasse could degenerate into anarchy if the president fails to act by declaring a state of emergency in Osun State following the failure of all parties involved in the imbroglio to adopt constitutional and political interventions.
Equally disturbing is the systematic effort by the state government to mislead the public through false and selective interpretation of court judgments. This has confused citizens about the lawful status of their local government, weakened public confidence in the judiciary, and incited hostility among legally recognized APC-led chairmen and councillors. This dangerous narrative has directly contributed to insecurity. When citizens are incited against lawful authorities, violence becomes inevitable. What we are seeing today in Osun State is a clear breach of public order with their consequence.
This confusion and rivalry at the local government level pose a direct threat to public order, peace, and national cohesion. In the last 1 year, the Osun State government has actively encouraged and backed illegal strike actions and stay-at-home protests by local government workers under the guise of NULGE. These actions were aimed at frustrating lawful local government administration and blocking access to financial allocations due to the councils.
Residents of Eba Island in Igbokoda have staged a peaceful protest to the headquarters of Ilaje local government area of Ondo State to express their grievances over an alleged claims by the Ogun State government of ownership of the island where crude oil was recently discovered in commercial quantity. The protesters, including leaders and youths of the settlements on the island, are appealing to the Ondo State government to intervene to avert any crisis that may arise from the dispute.
Residents of Eba Island, Ilaje local government area of Ondo State, display placards and sing solidarity songs in protest against ownership claims by the Ogun State government over the island where crude was discovered in commercial quantity. With the police providing security, the youths marched through the streets of Igbokoda to the headquarters of the local government area. In separate interviews, the traditional chief of Eba Island and 2 other residents state the facts to back their claims.
That particular island is a forest that was managed in the past by Ondo province, to which Atijere and Ilaje local government belongs. But following the creations of Ondo State in 1976, Ondo State took over the control of that particular island. As I speak, it is not only Ago, Balogun, and Alaja, the location of that particular oil found on the island that are located on the island. We have other communities, and they pay their allegiance and homage to Atijere Kingdom. The 1953 Gazette of the Western region that created the Ilaje District Council with the headquarters in Atijere show clearly that Eba Island is a suburb of Atijere in Ilaje local government, Ondo State.
Within this milieu, we are here to articulate our yearnings to inform the government that they should not allow the Ogun State to take away what belongs to us, because Eba Island in Atijere community belongs to Atijere community under Ilaje local government, not Ogun State. So in respect of this, I am saying this clearly and emphatically that Ogun State should stay clear. They should stay clear before now. That oil belongs to Atijere community. I see no reason why the oil is now beginning exploration. The Ogun State now decided with that they are disabled idea to join crew that the place belongs to them. The place does not belong to them. It belongs to Atijere community.
Chairman of Ilaje local government area of Ondo State, Maurice Orikpenaye, supports the position of the protesters. Nevertheless, he appeals to them to be calm, assuring that the state government will intervene to ensure that the issue is resolved amicably.
Our principal stake for now is that we are appealing to the government, the federal government, to help us appeal to the good people of Ogun State to stay clear, because we wouldn't see reason why they should be making trouble where ordinarily over a place that does not belong to them historically, geographically. It is out of place for Ogun State to now, at this wee time of the day, laying claims to Eba Island. So we are appealing to the federal government of Nigeria to help us appeal to the people of Ogun State to stay clear and allow Ilaje people, and by extension Ondo State people, to live in peace and enjoy what God has given to them.
Eba Island, where crude oil has just been discovered in commercial quantity, has created controversy between Ondo and Ogun states, with both states laying claim to the island.
Legal luminary and founder of Afe Babalola University, Ado-Ekiti, Are Afe Babalola, has been conferred with the Noble Patron of the Arts Award by the Pan-African Writers Association in recognition of his contributions to education, law, and cultural development in Africa. Leading an 8-man delegation to the conferment ceremony held at Abuad, the Secretary General of Power, Dr. Wale Okediran, said the honor was in line with the association's tradition of celebrating eminent Africans who have distinguished themselves in various fields of human endeavor. Power, as the umbrella body of the National Writers Association across Africa, with membership spanning the continent and the diaspora, including North and South America, the Caribbean, and the West Indies. It's committed to promoting Africa's moral, cultural, and intellectual renaissance by advocating for writers, creatives, and the cultural activists.
Another very important aspect of our work is the need to identify and honor eminent and iconic African leaders who have excelled in different aspects of human endeavors, ranging from good governance to education, literature, arts, science, culture, among others. In this wise, Power has been able to honor some distinguished Africans, such as Professor Olusoyinka, the late Ghanaian President Jerry Rawlings, the immediate past Ghanaian President Nana Akufo-Addo, the presidents of Algeria, Somaliland, Djibouti, and Palestine. It is in fulfillment of this objective that we are able to identify our Baba, Are Afe Babalola, as someone who is worthy of our honor and adulation.
Remarks, Afe Babalola pledged to continue raising standards in quality and functional education and nurturing a new generation of leaders. He equally urged Power to sustain its role as a catalyst for positive change across the continent through literature and cultural engagement.
Go to my hospital, you can eat bread anywhere. You can't pull it off in this smell. You go to the hospital, as clean as it. These are things we think we can do to change this country. I can change it, you can change it. Jointly we can change it. We are training leaders of tomorrow. Have quarantine. Certificates are given to students on the basis of their academic work and character. So I can show you. There is no university that is really teaching characteristics. There's none. If you will have one, let me know.
An appeal has gone out to governments at all levels to inject more funding into education to improve learning conditions of secondary school students in Ekiti State and in Nigeria in general. This is coming from the leadership of the All Students Association of the Ekiti Baptist High School in Igede, Ekiti. The group made the appeal at a press conference to address issues it considers as an education emergency. While acknowledging government's efforts in the sector, the alumni members of the school stressed that public funding is insufficient to meet the growing needs of schools across the country.
I said I'm not a politician. You see, I said the government is trying their best. I don't when you bring out your budget, I don't interpret budget. But I believe that the government can still do more for the for the improvement of education in the country. The government can still do more. You have some areas where billions of naira are allocated. They can still put together some thinkers. Even in those days when we were here, I don't think much was allocated to to the schools, but the schools were able to achieve what they achieved. And this day you have a lot of technology that can help the students to learn, to develop, better than what we had in those days. I think this is the time for the government to allocate more funds to the school so that there could be improvement. And once the students, once they know what they are doing and there is improvement, it will reflect in the administration of the country as a whole.
To security, the Commander, Training and Doctrine of the Nigerian Army, Major General Peter Malla, has challenged junior officers and participants in the ongoing Lieutenant to Captain Practical Promotion Examination to remain patriotic, professional and disciplined towards tackling emerging security threats occasioned by extremism, terrorism and insurgency. He made the call in Abeokuta, the Ogun State capital, while addressing 364 participants who have been shortlisted for the promotion examination, as he also asked them to always uphold the core values of the Nigerian Army by providing pragmatic solutions to security challenges as they progress in their chosen career.
The syllabi for the examination are comprehensive and all requirements were drawn from them. The current global challenges of terrorism, insurgency and military operations other than war are also major considerations in this examination setting. The requirements will also feature basic aspects of Nigerian Army Doctrine 2022 and improvised explosive devices awareness. Subjects to be covered during these examinations are 1. Tactics and low-intensity conflict. Tactics and low-intensity conflict covers what is generally known as Tactics A and Tactics B. Tactics A covers all phases of war, including counter-terrorism and counter-insurgency, while Tactics B encompasses internal security and peace support operations. Essentially, it is believed that you must have revised your field craft and the basic maneuverings approach to warfare.
And that's Newsroom series. Thank you for watching. I'm Joka Rogers. Bye.